Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Time for Monday Mobility. Hope you all had a great weekend. What did I do to torch myself this weekend? Well, it started with garbage day. As most of you know, we just bought a new ranch here in Oregon, and well, it's new to us. It's not new by any means, and there was lots of trash around. From old fence posts and wire to literally trash. We threw away 3 tons of shit on Thursday. So we loaded a huge dump trailer. Luckily we didn't have to handle it twice, but we had to put it in this big trailer. So we spent all day Thursday doing that. And then we pulled a shit ton of weeds. The lady never kept up on the property. So it looks amazing, but on the flip side, my body is toast. So you guys all get to join me today for Monday Mobility to work on my issues, which ultimately in the scheme of things end up being a lot of people's issues. A lot of people in general are weekend warriors where they're busy all week and then they go out on the weekend, and whether it's a physical activity, event, whatever it might be, they end up torching their body. So today we're going to address hip and back. So lots of weed picking means lots of bending over. I was trying to be very mindful of how I pick up the weeds, more deadlift position, lots of rock picking too. Here in Oregon, there's lots of lava rock. So, I mean, we're talking lava rock, huge. So yes, lots of deadlifts basically, right? We talk about functional fitness, and that's what that is, functional fitness, right? Using a deadlift position to protect the body as I picked up rocks, picked out weeds, pulled weeds. Some of these weeds came up easy, but some were huge, and I had to actually like physically pull. So not to pull at the back, use the legs, that's a deadlift, okay? So anyways, let's get started. I put on Facebook last night, hopefully you guys all saw it. We are going to play playing with some toys today. So I have my basket of toys. I put a picture of these things online, lacrosse ball, tennis ball. If you have them, hopefully you are ready to go with them. If you don't have it out yet, grab them. If you haven't purchased them yet, you better get on that because you're going to need these things. So I think today, right now, we will start with, I'm going to start with this one. This is one of my favorite ones, and in addressing the back, this is what I love. Okay, so I can do both sides at the same time, just show you where we're going with this. So I'm going to start right in this area here. Okay, so we've got middle of the back here. I'm going to start just below that, so about where the ribs, the lower ribs come in to the back here. So, and I'm going to take this ball, and I'm going to stick it right there. Actually, yep. So that is addressing several different muscles in that area. But right now, my main goal is those erectors, those postural muscles, and they are super tender right now. So I'm going to use my breathing. I'm just going to breathe through it. And I'm just going to hang out, just allowing those muscles to relax. They aren't in spasm right now. I'm not in pain, but I have to recognize that the feeling I have right now is the feeling I get before everything goes into spasm. So I want to address these issues before things get out of control. Okay, body awareness is huge. So being aware of how your body feels, how your body's moving. Yesterday, before we picked a bunch of weeds, I could already feel my right hip was definitely tight. Addressed it a little bit with some basic stretching, but didn't get down on the ground and roll it out. Should have done that. Maybe would have had a little less going on in the back. Maybe not. But that definitely plays into it too. I wear work boots pretty much every day, all day, uneven terrain, you know, like I said, picking weeds, carrying stuff, moving rocks. All right, so I'm going to move down just a little bit. So now we're getting a little closer to that lower back, and I can definitely feel, I'm going to bring my knees up a little bit more. So I can put some pressure through my feet to relieve a little bit of the intensity. So now if you need more intensity, you can always bring a knee up. So I got pressure through one foot, and then bringing this up, just kind of round the back out a little bit. You can, you know, work gently with that. You know, some movement in there. Okay, or you can just lay here and relax. If it becomes too intense at any one time, take the ball out, let the back relax, and then go back to it. If you've got lots of different tools to work with, like I showed you the lacrosse ball, the tennis ball, this double peanut ball that I have, you can use the tennis ball for a little less intensity.
it's going to squish down a little bit more, so it's not going to feel as intense. And I'm just going to move a little bit here. Whereas the lacrosse ball is harder, and it's going to be more pinpoint in there. Okay, now I'm going to just kind of rock side to side. So I'm still on the erectors. I didn't mention before, but hopefully you all know, don't go on your spine. Keep the ball on either side. If you have 2 lacrosse balls and that's what you're using, or 2 tennis balls, 1 on either side of the spine, not on the bony spot. So I'm just going side to side, using my knees to kind of shift the weight. Using the breathing. And right now, to give you an idea where I have the double lacrosse ball, is it's not quite in all the way at the bottom of my lower back where the sacrum comes in. It's just above that. It's probably about 1 inch above that. So I'm just going to hang out. I just noticed that this left side here is definitely a little tighter, a little more tension. So I'm just kind of hanging out, moving my legs over to the left so I can put a little more pressure on that side before I go back to the other side. So the right's tender, but there's a little more space in there. It's not quite as cord-like or rubber band, stretched rubber band-like. We're almost done here. Back to the left side. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that lacrosse ball out and then just lay on the ground. So let everything sink back down to the ground. Let the back relax. Just going to hang out here for about 20 seconds. Let things relax. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to swap out my toys. So I'm going to put this one back. And then let's go, if you have a softball, whoops, as I throw that, a softball, or I have this called the Orb. I think it's like a 6-inch, I don't know exactly. I think it's maybe it's a 4-inch. 4-inch ball, really handy for getting into more the glute area versus using a foam roller. So now I'm sticking it just on the upper glute. So this is the area I found some tension to be yesterday when I was stretching it out, or actually when I got up and then I stretched it out. Should have done this, but again, I didn't. So, we're doing it now. And I'm just rolling right above, so you got the hip that comes up, the hip crust. We're right below that. So again, not in any bony spot. I'm just going right into that upper glute area. And I'm going all the way to the sacrum. So I've noticed some tightness there. So I'm just going to give it a little up and down, back and forth, kind of ironing through those tissues. Okay, making my way towards the side of the leg. Again, still on the soft spot. Stay away from those bony areas. Up and down. And I noticed when I was sitting on my computer this morning that I also have a spot in the middle, about approximately where the piriformis is. So I'm going to roll down kind of towards the middle of my glute, more towards my sacrum. And I'm going to hit that side. I'm going to bring that leg up. Yep, there it is. Hope you guys are finding that area also definitely tight. So my glutes have done lots of stabilizing over the last 3 weeks now. We've been here 3 weeks. A lot of activity, a lot of ranch activity, not workout activity. I'll actually address that in a post probably later this week. Actually, the importance of still working out and lifting and taking care of your body even during those busy days. Whether you own a ranch, whether you just have some property. No matter what it is, we get really tired when we have lots of work to do, right? Whether it's work or it's fun work, and some of these things that we should be doing to keep up our body for upkeep, maintenance, maintaining that strength as we do this manual labor type stuff is super important. Okay. Almost done on this side. Let's let go a little bit. I can feel it. Going through the middle. Oh, there it is again. Another spot. So we're just kind of searching. When you're sitting on a spot and it's not really, you're not really feeling much, maybe a little tender, but not so bad, shift just slightly. Doesn't have to be very much, and you'll find another spot. All right, so I'm just gonna go in and out with my leg just to finish off this side. And then we'll move to the other side. Don't want to run out of time. Nice. Okay, so same thing on the other side. We're gonna sit on the ball. I'm gonna go up nice and high. Woo! Lots of good stuff in there today. I think I said this last week. I need to do a second one of these classes. Maybe next week. Danica goes back to school next week, starting Monday. I know we started late. I'm not sure what the school schedule is going to be like. And my sister is visiting, so maybe we can get her involved and her family, and we'll do a second day next week. I know she could use it too. Right, Deanna? Okay, just running through the upper part of this glute. Remember, soft tissue only. Ultimately, depending on how your body feels, that soft tissue might actually feel like hard tissue, bony structure. I know sometimes I feel that way. Things are so locked down. Working the way, make sure you get right next to that sacrum. It's a spot we often forget, but super important to get those attachments right there at the sacrum. Remember, trying to relax, I just caught myself really gripping with this left leg as I'm working on it. Try to relax it. Play with different directions. You've got muscles that go different directions in the hip there. So not only am I going side to side, but I'm going to do a little up and down as well as I work that area. Spend a little more time on those areas you find that are tight. This side here seems to be real close to that sacrum. If you have SI joint dysfunction, which a lot of people do, aren't necessarily diagnosed, so to speak, for it, but you know if you have it, you know where it hurts, right? The back there in those, around the sit bones, in the back where the dimples are, in the back of your butt there. If that's painful or gives you problems, you probably have SI joint dysfunction. So I'm coming down further into the middle of my butt. And we're gonna, ooh, this side wants to cramp. So between my right and my left, I know my left side, I have tighter external rotation. So this angle that my foot is in now, or my leg's in now, hip is in, is external rotation, right? Internal, external. It's harder for me to get into external rotation with this side than the right side. My right side, it actually ends up being, it's a little bit more my weaker side. But because of some of the issue I have with my left side being a little bit tighter, I do get symptoms that occur on my right side more often. So that's something to think about as you, when you have body aches or pain, whatever it might be, on one side, don't forget to look on the other side. So that's super important. So our body is really good at compensating. So if you have, it may not even be an injury, just a strain, or you overworked one side, it's gonna pop up somewhere else. You're gonna feel the effects of it. So always check the other side as well. We're almost done. I know I think I'm a little over by about 30 seconds right now, but hold tight with me, guys. Very important. There's never enough time. 10 minutes goes by so fast. Which is funny because normally when I stretch, it doesn't go by fast. I think it's talking to you guys. Okay, well, in and out with that leg. Let's go ahead and push it out and bring it back in. So for me on this side, I'm actually sitting a little bit more to the side on the ball as I do this. As I bring the leg in and out. Relaxing. Okay. Well, that was our mobility today. That was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got a lot out of it. If you have any questions or need help with anything, always feel free to reach out, whether that's via Facebook or text, email, whatever way you want to reach out. I'm always available. Quick questions.
If it's a more detailed question, I'll let you know. Maybe we can schedule a time to actually chat or do a Zoom. If you want me to look at something, I am available for that. Let me know. I love to help any way I can. So enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Make it great. Keep up on your mobility. I know I'll practice what I preach, I promise. So enjoy the rest of the week. Take care.